Hey Scorpio, happy early birthday, happy October. Sorry about the lighting, it's gonna be funky because it's that time of day. All right, so while I'm shuffling, I just wanted to mention a quick thing. If you or anyone you know is trying to cut down on weed, wean off of weed, quit weed, anything that has to do with weed and your smoking schedule, I have created a free 30-day program. It's gonna be linked down below. So it's really just a program for you to be in control of your routine and for you to find a space for weed rather than weed taking up all of your day. Cool. Only if you're interested and only if you know anyone who might be interested in changing their weed schedule. All right. Cool. Scorpio, October 2019. Can y'all take a deep breath for me? Take a look at what's happening. Ooh, right. So all the things in Libra are activating things in your 12th house. So what's the 12th house? 12th house stuff is subconscious stuff. It's emotional healing. It's your self-undoing. It's things that are detrimental to you, but you might not notice it right away. Right? And it doesn't have to be detrimental. That's where all of the healing really happens, is the 12th house. And with I think it keeps wanting to pop out, but I won't. And with all of the, well, not all the planets, but you got the sun, you got Venus, you got Mercury, eventually Mars will move in there. So you got it's pretty crowded in your 12th house right now. And with Libra being there, you guys are, as emotional as you are when it comes to things in your subconscious, you do try to rationalize it. I think that's where it comes down to you pushing things down to the point of not acknowledging it. But it's kind of inevitable that you're going to have to look at it. You can still look at it from a Libran, is that how you would say it? A Libra type of vision where it's more intellectual than it is emotionally driven, but in a way that allows you to acknowledge it this month instead of just thinking it away, because it's not going to go away. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm not saying that to make you feel hopeless or anything. But it's just kind of what needs to happen right now. It's what you need to do to rebalance the scales, right? Because we're all about scales this season. Ooh. And it is something that's very heavy. It's, 12th house stuff is heavy stuff. But you can't block it out because it's going to resurface at one point or another, right? All right, let me move this back so you can see the cards. Okay. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. And then underneath that is you guys in reverse. So let's talk about this. All right. So you have the Page of Swords, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and then you have the Two of Wands. So both of these cards to me are a desire to move forward. It's a desire to implement something new, to start something new, to move beyond what was. But with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here, it's telling me that you're kind of trying to skip over it or pass over it or walk around it, tiptoe around it. But it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's a major arcana. You can't move forward until you turn the wheel around. Or, on the other hand, the wheel won't turn around unless you move forward, but not in a way that's avoiding, right? You can't avoid it. It's about walking through it. Okay. So the second row here, we have the Five of Cups in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay, I see a little bit of codependency here. I see a little bit of uneven give and take. And if you guys are involved with someone romantically and it's not an even give and take, it's tied to this moving on feeling. You guys want to possibly move on from this relationship, or it's a job that is not an equal give and take, because there are quite a few pentacles here, but it can go either way, right? So whatever is more important to you this month, or more prominent, not important, whatever is more prominent to you this month, whether it's a relationship or your job or your career. So wanting to move forward, but also kind of wanting to avoid the bad stuff, like the bad, icky feelings. And of course you want to avoid this because Five of Cups is not a fun card necessarily, but it's kind of, it's a card of cutting your losses. And Scorpios don't like to lose things. Scorpios don't like to feel like they lost someone or something, especially if they were heavily invested in it at one point or another. But you guys are going to have to this month because you want to embody the Nine of Pentacles energy, but of course it's in reverse, right? So whatever has made you less independent or more dependent, or you feel like you can't live without this or you can't live without that, I'm getting like no one else will love you, like I love you kind of feeling. That's not true, okay? That's a very toxic way of thinking. It's a very hindering way of living, because if you think that this is all that there is and that's all you'll accept, and then you'll never ever go for something more, and you'll never reach out to something or someone that's better because you have convinced yourself that this is where you deserve to stay. But again, that's not true. It's only what you think is true, or someone else has convinced you that this is what you deserve, so that's where you stay. High Priestess in reverse. You know you deserve better than this, but for some reason you feel obligated, you feel responsible for this. So again, could be a person, could be a job. Scorpio, let me tell you right now, you are not responsible for anyone but yourself, okay? So you don't need to be in other people's business. You don't need to be worried about what other people are doing, how this will affect them, right? It's not out of like malice, right? Don't be malicious about it. Don't be selfish in the way that will hurt someone else. But you need to follow your intuition, and you need to allow more abundance to come in. But again, it's like someone has convinced you that you don't deserve that. And so you, knowing deep, deep down that you deserve the best, you've pushed this priority aside because of whatever has convinced you to, right? So now you feel the burden of doing it on your own, of carrying on this obligation on your own when it's not your obligation to carry. Does that make sense? So once you listen to your intuition, we got two major arcanas in reverse here, the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune. But as soon as you listen to your intuition and move forward with what you know you deserve, and you move away from the things that make you feel locked down, and you move away from the things that are codependent on you, or maybe you're codependent on it or them or whatever it is, you'll flip the Wheel of Fortune around, and then you can move forward like you want to. Because deep down, you want to. Deep, deep down, this is where you're at. You want to change. You want to move forward. You want a fresh start. But it's everything else around you is like holding you back. Like, no, you belong back here. You deserve to stay back here. We need you back here. We can't go on without you back here. But you're like, yo, I can't carry the world on my back. Like, look at this guy. He's holding the world in his hands. And it's like, there's two different perspectives there. It's like you're feeling obligated to the world or your world, so it could be your family, your environment, whatever you created for yourself, right? You feel obligated to it because you're good at it. But what about the new world? What about your world? The new possibilities that are out there, the other people that are out there that you want to talk to, that you want to meet. Whatever this is, it's no longer serving you. And it's beyond the point of like, oh, it's no longer serving you, blah, blah, blah. It's like to the point of your detriment. Like it is going to be a very emotionally draining thing for you if you continue to stay here. It's going to be emotionally draining. And then, of course, there's a psychosomatic thing. So then it's going to be physically draining. And when you're physically drained and emotionally drained, you can't get shit done. And in order for you to move forward, you need to get shit done. But look at where you're at. Look at where you're at. Who's helping you? Right? So what I'm seeing this month is that you need to prioritize yourself and move beyond what you think is your obligation, because you're going to start to resent it if you have not already began to resent it. This non-equal give and take will continue to be that way if you don't make the move to cut yourself from this. All right. it's like, I understand it's a complicated situation, but at the end of the day, the only reason why the situation persists is because you allow it to, because people look to you for a leader, right? Sorry, now the lighting is like super bad. Yeah, people look to you as a leader, right? So when they see their leader backing down, they see their leader like taking whatever people give them just because they can, it's like, oh, well, they're becoming less of a leader and more of a doormat, so let me just keep giving you my shit, right? Stop taking people's shit. And again, it doesn't have to be a malicious way of cutting things off. You can just be like, I need a change. I need to reevaluate my life. I want to do something else that's better for me, for my mental health. I can't keep overworking, overthinking, overstressing, overgiving. It's going to be, you know, a month where you can really sit down with yourself and look at what it is you want to step into now. I think for most of you, you have already mentally left something, but your physical body and the emotional labor that you put into this, you're still giving that because it's a routine. It's what you're used to. You're a fixed sign, so it's what you've been doing this whole time. But you can change that, and then you can manifest even more powerful stuff for yourself. Like, whatever this world is you have created, it has run its course. And you know that. But you still won't let go. Or you're trying to avoid it and get rid of it in a less professional way, for lack of better words. You need to confront this head on, because if not, it's going to stew in the back of your mind for a very long time. And it's only going to be activated even more so this month because of all the activity in your 12th house. So this is the opportunity for you to flush it all out, right? Not just your mindset, but your physical reality needs to change now along with your mindset so it can match you, because right now you're not matching where you want to go. Your intentions and your actions are not lining up, and that's why you're feeling like this. That's why you're feeling like this. That's why you're feeling like this. So you need to realign yourself, right? You need to flip these cards, if I can pick it up. You need to flip these cards right side up, because it's just what needs to happen. If you don't, you'll continue to just stay in this loop of overgiving and not feeling fulfilled. So move on to greener pastures, and not because the grass is greener on the other side, but because this is no longer vital to you. And again, there's that codependency thing. So it's hard when someone depends on you and you feel responsible for them. But at the end of the day, Scorpio, we're all adults here. Like, if someone is really relying on you this much, then maybe you need to reevaluate the relationship, because that's not a healthy thing. If you're giving too much and they're not giving back, like, you know, time to go. Or in reverse, if they're giving too much and you're taking too much, then you are the codependent one. So really look at where that codependency comes from, why you stay in certain situations, why you stay with certain people, and just figure out if this is the world you want to live in, or if there's a new world out there for you. Okay, Scorpio? Let me know how it goes. We'll check back in when it's officially your season, and then the energy is more concentrated in November. So, yeah, just reach out to a trusted friend that is able to see things objectively. If they know the situation that you've been in for a while, you know, like, reach out to a friend and see what their perspective is and listen to them, because sometimes you guys get tunnel vision and you are convinced that your reality and the thing that you think is the only thing, and maybe that's where this comes from, because you've kind of like dug yourself in so deep, and now you're just there for the principle, but it's not going to make you happy. So you need to do what makes you happy. Okay, Scorpio? Again, if you or anyone you know is trying to wean off of weed, I have a free program linked down below. Follow me on Instagram so you can get free daily tarot readings. And then if you want a personal reading, that's also going to be down below. And yeah, I'll see you in November.